Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of What's on Your Mind. My name is Oscar Craft, and I'm joined today by my good friend Bradley Butler, who also goes by Tip Her Fish. And so, Bradley, what's on your mind?
On my mind. Right now, there's a guy outside drilling in the garden. Kind of wanting to throw a rock at him because the second I start recording, he's like, "Yeah, let's make some noise." But yeah, no. What's up? So, what's on my mind? I think that we should explain the podcast a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Would you like to explain, or would you like me to kick it off?
You can kick it off.
So, you and I was having a WhatsApp, because of course it came out of WhatsApp. we were we were voice noting each other, and we were just like discussing all these different topics,
Yeah.
um, and we were sort of. I mean, I think you mentioned it, but then as messages were going on, I was thinking, I was thinking to myself, man, like we should really like record this stuff, man. It's just funny and fun to do.
I think we both
And
sent a voice note at the same time, right? Saying that we
yeah, we
should do a
did.
podcast as like a joke, and then we're like, "Yeah, let's fuck it, let's actually do it." So
Um,
yeah,
so then we, so then that when we sort of materialized, and then it kind of, I think we both kind of got busy. So then we had to sort of it kind of not fizzled out, but um, and then in terms of the name, it was more. To be honest, I think we should tell them like the other name that we were jokingly thinking of. It was called What's
what's cracking?
Cracking.
I thought that was a genius idea, to be honest.
And we were going to use the Twitter egg.
Yeah, I personally I thought that was a genius idea. Um, but so yeah, so we were just having a conversation about like subjects, I guess you could say. Um, we were asking each other like a lot of questions, like deep thought questions, like you had to think about the answers, right?
Mind
Um,
provoking
yeah,
questions.
mind provoking questions, and then we decided, you know, what, fuck it, let's do a podcast on it because we've had some decent conversations, and I feel like we should instead of doing them over voice notes, we should actually just have the conversation. Like when we were discussing and setting everything up the other day, we actually had a good conversation that could have been a podcast episode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It could have
yeah.
literally been a podcast episode, to be honest.
Fine, we'll repeat it here. It's fine.
Yeah, and yeah, so I feel like we could be doing that and just talk about it and just you know, I think
Unless we record the WhatsApp messages and then put that out.
yeah, I don't know, some of the WhatsApp messages are a bit suspicious. Um, but we yeah, so we're having these conversations, and to be honest, it's not just us. Like it could be other people listening that thinking like, well, that question about the whole if you could find out the truth about anything, what would it be?
Yeah,
Like if you went and saw the oracle or something, would what would you ask them? That sort of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Really deep stuff we were on about
Yeah.
there.
So well, that's sort of when we came up with the idea.
And then what's on your mind was, I don't know, just kind of just, yeah, I don't know, just kind of came out of the blue, but it works. It works. It might change, but for now it works.
Well, that's more of like because cause it's a question, right? Like, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? And then we would talk about it. Um, but like, yeah. So I think that's sort of where the name came about, really. Um, so let's
But also, we've wanted to collaborate for ages.
yeah, like we've collaborated on a few projects, but I feel like this one's probably the best that we can do.
Yeah,
Because we can have really decent conversations when we get into it,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
feel like it gives us both a nice creative outlet as well.
Yeah, and a
Um,
new sort of outlet for me because
yeah, like I've done my podcast, and that's on halt at the moment, and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? I'll be your co-host. your podcast, well, our podcast, but I'll be the co-host. So the main man is Oscar, obviously.
No
Um,
pressure.
no pressure. Um, so yeah, it's like it's just a conversation. We've collaborated before, but this is something that we could collaborate on together and sort of watch it grow together.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think uh, a new outlet for me is always good. I mean, I do, yeah, as you know, video edit, but podcasting is definitely something I'm excited to try. So I'm feeling good about this.
I mean, I've done a few podcasts in the past. I've done two with the same person before, which were fun. It's a bit like similar to this. We would just have a conversation about something.
Yeah,
Um, and obviously, like life can get in the way, but like it's much easier to do it now as I'm more grown up and I have the time to do it. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's it's easier. So let's explain a bit more. So we we'll be recording on like over like on the weekends, right? But the episode
yeah,
won't be released until like
yeah,
the
yeah. Wednesday
Wednesday morning.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um. Yeah, on the Wednesday morning. So we plan it for that, right? So it's much easier to plan it now than it was back in the day when I had to. It was more like off the cuff, like it was just random days where we'd upload, random days when we would record.
I think a release schedule is really important nowadays, so
Yeah,
people know.
I mean it's the same with YouTube videos, right? Like they
Yeah,
want consistency. It's not like it
not like
used to be.
2008.
It's hard to be a creator where you create quality over quantity
Yeah,
because a lot of people are
yeah.
impatient now and they don't want to wait for a new bit of content. They'll just move on to the next thing.
I mean, that's why. I mean, because to be honest, do. I was trying to be consistent, and it just got to a point where I was burning myself out, and now I upload when I can. Is it helpful? Probably not, but if you burn yourself out, you kind of screwing yourself over.
Yeah, see, that's the same thing as streaming, right? I think I definitely burnt myself out over the years. That I would go through phases where I'd just like stream like 4 hours a day for like 7 days a week, and then I would take one day off, maybe like I'd change it down to like 6 days a week,
Yeah,
and that takes up a lot of time, and when you play, especially if you're playing the same game, it's kind of like, I mean, to be honest, I'm thinking about getting back into it because there are some games I could easily play for more than 4 hours a day. Um,
I
but
remember you streaming like almost every day.
yeah, I mean, back when Minecraft was a big thing on my
Yeah,
channel, like that was I streamed a lot. I'd stream like 4 hours a day, just playing Minecraft. And to be honest, consistency works out very well for people on Twitch. It's the same everywhere. Like Twitch, it works out if you're consistent. YouTube, if you got consistent uploads. Um, you know, podcast episodes every week, maybe every 2 weeks at most. I
it's
know there's
funny.
some podcasts that do it monthly, but that's because they do like really long episodes and they talk about like the entire events that happened that month. So
It's
consistency is good.
funny. It's funny we're talking about YouTube and consistency because I was talking to you a few days ago about when I first started YouTube. I think it's like when you and I just met, and you were the
Yeah.
one that really taught me about consistency. Because I remember I was uploading on like the first day of every month.
Yeah. I mean, it is hard to be consistent on YouTube. I think
It is, yeah,
the
it
thing
really
thing
is.
about YouTube is it takes up, in my opinion, it takes up a lot more time because when you stream, right? You go live at a certain time and then you finish at a certain time and then that's it. You're done pretty much. Maybe you'll do a bit of like social media and stuff. But like if we're
Yeah,
talking about streaming itself, that's that done. Whereas recording, right, you record for at least like, 30, 40 minutes an episode. Let's say if you're playing Minecraft, you could record up to like an hour. doing stuff on Minecraft, and then you've got to cut it down to like a decent time. You don't want it too long, so you cut it down to like 15, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 25 minutes at most. And then you would have to, have a thumbnail, create it. You got to create a thumbnail. You've got to go on YouTube, you've got to upload it. You've got to either schedule it or upload it there and then. You've got to schedule it, most likely schedule it. You've got to
Yeah.
make sure everything's sorted, all your tags. You got to do all the description. You got to keep that all up to date. You've got to work on yourself. You got to work on it to build the algorithm towards you, like in your favor.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah.
like I said, whereas streaming, you literally just you stream and then you hit finish and that's it. Whereas YouTube, and it's harder to stay consistent on YouTube because
It's grown.
it's just it can get quite daunting, especially if you're doing daily uploads. You're basically spending more time literally just editing, and you spend more time perfecting the video than you do actually recording the video.
Yeah.
So so but like I said, whereas on Twitch, you can just 4 hours out of your day, and that's it. And then this like the other stuff like social media and stuff like that, you can just do in your spare time.
Yeah, I mean, years ago, I still sometimes check out his channel, but I was like a big fan, like Jacksepticeye,
Yeah.
and I remember he used to upload 2 videos a day every single day, and I had no idea how he did it.
I mean, to be fair to Jacksepticeye, I don't know if he does edit his own videos, but at the end of the day, he's probably got an editor.
He does now, but
Yeah.
when he first started, it was all him.
Yeah, that's because people like that is they that's sort of their job, right? So they pursue it a lot. So that's what they spend. They can invest that time into it.
Yeah,
Because that's what they want. That's what they need to do to make it. Because you can tell the
but
difference between full-time YouTuber and a part-time YouTuber, right? Because you can see full-time
yeah,
YouTuber, they've got way better production value in their videos. So I guess it depends on your level of passion.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
for me, like when I was doing my podcast, I was very passionate about the podcast. So I'd be happy to record every week. I mean,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
and at the end of the day, the good thing about podcasts is if you get like an episode idea, or if you've got like, for me, like most of it wasn't scripted. The conversation wasn't scripted, but the subjects were selected, right?
yeah,
So if I basically got a sort of basic layout of an episode, I could just record whenever. If it's done during the
yeah,
week, then I can record during the week instead of waiting for the weekend and then uploading it. It's same with us. Say we're basically like, oh yeah, we should talk about this, and then it's like it's like a Thursday night, and you're like, yeah, let's record. We don't have to record on the weekend, so
yeah.
you can
It just
record and then you can get it planned and then you can schedule it for the next week. So I mean, at the end of the day, you can even end up doing more than one podcast episode in a week and just scheduling them. You know what I mean? So
that's what I was trying to do with when I was on YouTube, when I was doing like trying to be consistent. I was trying to get videos prepared in advance, and then it became a point of like, okay, now I'm forcing stuff out online. It's like, that doesn't really work.
see, it can you can tell when somebody like pre-records a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But the problem with pre-recording a lot of stuff is you don't get to experience it with your audience, right? So I'm gonna use an example of let's say a Minecraft episode, right? Say you record like 3 or 4 episodes at a time.
yeah,
You've recorded 4 episodes, and then um, you spend like 2 days editing them all, and then uploading them, scheduling them for 4 days in a row, and then over those 4 days you record and edit again, right?
yeah,
And then say like on the third episode something happens, like that the audience reacts to, but you can't like react with it. You know what I mean? Because it's already happened and it's a bit too late to go back and sort of react to it. Say like
yeah,
say like they missed some diamonds or something, like a couple of episodes ago. they're not going to know about it until it's like way into the future. Do you know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
going to be like 3 days behind as it is, and they've already recorded like another. They've already played for like another 3-4 hours just recording these episodes. So I mean, it can work. It just depends on whether you're interacting with the audience or not. Like, where a great example would be Yogscast series, like Ticket series. They seem to do a couple of episodes in each recording. You can tell because sometimes they end the episode by ending the episode, whereas some episodes, like some of it is cut down into different episodes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
explain. But yeah, so like that works because it's more of like a storytelling, whereas if you're doing like a let's play kind of thing, or say you're doing a vlog, you know what I mean? Like vlogging, that's another one. You can't really do that in advance, so it
No.
doesn't really make sense.
I tried that years ago.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
it
Um,
it can be very daunting, especially if you
but
have
I
nothing
also
going on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like yeah, so I'm
yeah,
sitting there
like,
doing nothing. This is my vlog. So yeah,
or it's like vlogging going to work. Yeah, I can't film where I work. It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
that's what I mean. Is like there's so many parts where it's just you can't really film because
So you film, you go to work, you say, "Sorry guys, can't show my work," and then it cuts back to you
yeah,
going
that's the
home.
same as me. Like if let's say I was vlogging, right? And I'm like, all right, so it's 6. I've just woke up for work. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go for work, and then all right, I'm filming a bus journey, whatever. But when I'm at work, man, for those hours between start to finish, I'm technically not allowed my phone. But when I switched over to a different role, it wasn't as big of a deal because it wasn't. There was no like um breach of data or anything. So, but beforehand, it would have been literally no phone at all. So I wouldn't have been able to film any of it. Basically, I wouldn't have really been able to film on my lunch break either. I got like a 20-minute lunch break. So it's like, what's
Filming
the
yourself.
point? I come home and I go to the gym. Like, wow, I'm not going to film myself in the gym because I want to get on with it.
A little bit awkward. You go on the treadmill with a camera in your hand.
And that's the thing. It's like I'm not going to film myself at the gym because there's other people there that might not feel comfortable being filmed. So it's
Also,
like,
people look at you funny when you film yourself anyway.
yeah, I feel like I don't know why. Like it's more of a it's such a common thing these days. It's like when like people look at people funny just for taking a selfie, and it's like everyone takes a selfie. I don't know why you looking at it like it's so peculiar. Do you know what I mean?
I went to
I think it's a
this is
curiosity thing.
do you? I don't know,
Humans are
but
very curious creatures. We're always
it's
seeking
very
knowledge,
true.
right? That's the thing. We're,
But I went to Embankment Pier years ago just to film some stuff, and this woman was giving me the dirtiest look possible.
really? What were you filming?
Yeah. I was just filming. I wasn't even filming her. I wasn't filming people. I was just filming the pier, and
Yeah.
just I was because I was get. I was just it was for content, and she just kept staring at me. I wasn't even like I never filmed her. Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, that's what I don't. That's like what I don't get is when people just basically like
So it's really fair.
they're just miserable, man. Like fucking let people get on with what they want to fucking do. Do you know what I mean? You miserable bastard.
If I was filming you, then yeah, fair enough. You have
To
the
be
right to
fair,
tell me.
like if I see someone filming a TikTok in front of me, I'm gonna punch them in the face. But like, it's different. I mean, it depends on the TikTok. If it's a dance video, then yeah, I'm gonna go kick them. But no, to be fair, right, I was in Preston town, and I actually did see someone recording a TikTok. They were like lip syncing with their friend. It was quite cringy. Like a lot of
Ugh,
people, you
I
see
hate.
the TikToks and you think, oh, they're not that cringy. But then when you actually see them being made, or like say, all right, so the best one I saw as an example, you know what a thirst trap is, right? You've
Yeah,
got like male thirst traps on TikTok, right?
yeah,
And they
yeah.
say you should look at them and listen, like then like take away the music and look how stupid they are. It's like that. Like it's ridiculous. It looks so fucking ridiculous what they're doing. And it's the same as when I saw this girl and this her best mate or whatever they were. I'm assuming they're best friends, and they they were like lip syncing to to the sound on TikTok, and they were like sort of dancing on the bench, and it was quite cringy to watch because it's like they're not even singing it; they're lip syncing. You know what I mean?
I,
It's different if
I,
they were like singing along with the song, and then like just obviously the song's gonna overplay their voices, but they were lip syncing, and it was just it's so weird. And I understand like how that looks weird, but like just filming, man. You know what I mean? Like
I,
that's how people get shots of places. You know. Like,
fucking hate TikTok. I don't use it, but
I
I
like
fucking hate it.
TikTok. TikTok's great. It's got some great stuff on it. You know, it's got some great sketch like people that do sketches and things. Like I love that sort of stuff, like skits um and it's great for people that want to build themselves like a comedy career. You know. Or
I mean, I don't know if he is. But I could see someone like Jacksepticeye on
I think
TikTok. I
he's
don't know
got
if anyone
one.
does it. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them sort of do. Like that's the thing. It's just it's another social media, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's the thing. Is it's always it's another social media. So everyone always gets one in the end. That's the thing. Even celebrities have them, you know. So I mean I enjoy it.
I just use Facebook and Twitter. I'm old.
Uh, Facebook. I feel like Facebook's making a bit of a comeback. You know.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's becoming really popular for like the younger audience, in my opinion. Like a lot of people I know use Facebook again. Do you know what I mean?
Because when I was at college, a friend of mine like was like, "Oh, what social media do you use?" I was like, "Oh, I use Twitter and Facebook." He's like, "God, you're old."
I mean, Twitter. I understand. Twitter's basically just like a porn promotion website at this point. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel like it's just a porn promotion website at this point. Um.
Speaking of of Twitter, I I WhatsApped you yesterday. This is in 2017. I had tweeted WWE style
Oh
Dolph Ziggler.
yeah. I was like, wait, what? What did you message me? I was like, I didn't see this, and I remember what you meant. Yeah, with the yeah. So
Oh,
we were talking about we should do another episode on this at some point. But basically,
yeah, yeah,
essentially, the rundown was we were talking about how we've all done like cringy tweets, right? We tweeted at celebrities, and things like that. We've messaged celebrities, that sort of thing. So Oscar, I'll read it out for you. So you can listen to what you said to Dolph Ziggler.
I was young.
So Oscar
I wasn't.
Kraft said, "Please leave WWE. Your current gimmick is crap, and you're so cringe to watch!" Exclamation mark. And then Dolph, the absolute mad lad, replied with, "At least you got a reply though. I feel like if you
Yeah,
get a
but
reply, that's like makes it less cringy."
uh,
Because at least you're talking to the celebrity. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of it's like you're getting ignored. Like
but then
it's like when guys comment like beautiful on a celebrity's Instagram post.
oh god, yeah.
Like, mate, why? What do you expect her to read that and go, "Oh wow, I'm gonna date him"? Or
But
like
then
I understand if it's like a like someone smaller, you know, like a couple thousand followers, you know, that don't get like massive millions of likes on their fucking post. That's fair enough. Like on a celebrity, do you know what I mean?
he, yeah, he replied nah. So I should have just left it at that point. I then continued. I said, "Shame. You went from being the world champ to impersonations and having a feud about an entrance. Sounds like fun." I was an asshole.
You were an arsehole.
To be honest, mate, 2017 was a rotten year. I just hated everything about it.
We've all had rough years where we've said some stupid shit. I used to have one of those Twitters, you know, back like personal Twitter, and then I remember when I had my little heart broken. Fuck love, man. Love hurts. Don't do it. All that shit, you know, depression, you know, depressed stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, realistically, back then I did actually have depression, but like I would tweet about everything, like oh, love her. I was like proper emo, you know, like fucking last resort kind of emo, you know, like cut my life into pieces, you know, that kind of thing. Like just
yeah, yeah.
proper emo, man. I'm surprised I didn't dye my hair black and put it over my eyes. Like it's like I was proper like, don't love hurts, don't do it, and things like that. You know, that's cringy for me. Like Like,
I can imagine you coming into college with like the black coat, black eye
oh god,
makeup.
could you imagine? Oh, by the way, I don't know if did you mention that we met in college? Should we've gone on
Uh,
like a 25-minute tangent. Should we like explain a bit more?
I was gonna say
Should we talk about ourselves a bit more about everything?
that was ironically on like I noted like that was on my notepad just now, and then we went off into a tangent, which is fine. That's the
That's the
idea of this.
idea of this podcast, by the way. There's no structure. There might be a question, and then the entire podcast might be us talking about that said question, and then that subject might lead into another subject. But yeah, like, so me and Oscar met back in college. We did IT together, um, like the little nerds that we are, and we did 2 years of college together, and then you switched course.
Yeah, yeah, but we were still in the
We were still in
same.
the same campus and the same college.
Yeah,
We did see each other quite frequently, I think, didn't we?
yeah, we did meet up for lunch a few
Yeah,
times. That was cool.
hung out. Yeah. Um,
But really, it was in the first 2 years of IT was like when we got to know each other. And I wasn't. I mean, you at the time you were still Tipper Fish, but I was not. My like I
no, you were not.
against this the episode. I went through a series of changes. Another time.
The thing is, you would ask me about my opinion on them, and I'm just like, I always said like, just keep one thing and stick to it. Try and
Yeah,
stick to your guns. Create a brand out of it. And creating quality was a great brand, in my opinion.
I really yeah. I came so this was like 2017ish. I came up with that. I wanted like a name that represented what I did.
Yeah,
So I literally wrote down names on like paper,
yeah, that's a good idea.
and one of them was creating quality, and that wasn't taken anywhere. So I was like, great. So I used that up until recently. The only reason I changed was because, like, to be honest, mate, like, it doesn't represent what I do now. Like, I'm not,
Well,
I'm
you're not a
branching.
content creator as much anymore, are you?
No, and I'm doing other stuff, and it's a lot easier just to be you
But what I mean, the
online.
good thing about creating quality though is you can keep that as a brand, right?
Yeah, and I've still got I've got all the logos. I've got, what I mean, I've got, but
Because
yeah, it's
creating
just
quality could have, it could have gone into like, like a mini production company, like because obviously you
you
started
could
out
have,
as editing and filming, and creating quality, and then could have ended up becoming, creating
and
quality
then
Ltd, creating quality studios, that kind of thing.
and then it got to a point where I was like, okay, to be honest, I'm not even hiding my name. Like it just, and then it didn't make sense to have it anymore. So I was like, you know what, just use my real name.
Well,
And
we had this conversation about mine, right? I said to you because we had this same idea when we spoke about it. Like I said to you, I came up to you and I was like, do you know what? I'm thinking about removing the tipper of fish thing because I want to kind of make everything personal. I want to make it about
yeah,
me. You know what I mean? I want people
yeah,
to know me by me. Um, but then you were like, yeah, I was thinking about doing the same thing. But I asked a lot of people's opinions and a lot of people said the same. I mean, you said it as well. It's like it's a unique name, right? It's a good name. It's quite unique. Like you should stick with it because it's good. It's who you are, right? Throughout the years, that's who I've been. I've been that Hipperfish persona, and I'm thinking I'll keep that as as my name, but like I'm gonna try and spread my own name a bit more still.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna get rid of Tipperfish completely, but I will. I will like sort of focus on myself. No logos and all that sort of stuff. Just me. So like like I used to always have a logo. So like nah, fuck that. Like now I'm gonna use profile pictures. I'm gonna make myself a bit more professional. I guess you could say. But
yeah.
Timberfish is just like my sort of side persona, basically.
I mean, the difference between that, see, with creating quality, I'm locking myself down to a certain standard, sort of thing,
Yeah.
and um, you know. I'm not always doing that. What do I, I'm now kind of getting to blogging as well. What am I gonna say? I'm creating quality blogs. No, that sounds lame.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
That does sound quite lame, to be fair. I feel you. Yeah,
Um,
no, I get you. That's the thing it can be tricky because when you're going through like a rebranding process or revamping, it can be hard.
oh, dude, changing everything was a pain. Like that's that's the thing. You gotta change everything.
I mean, back in the day, you couldn't change your username on things, so like you'd always have to make a new account. Do you know what I mean? So
Although, now this person probably won't hear me. If you have my Twitter handle on Twitter, give it to me.
without him,
I want it.
yeah, without him.
Too many people have my name on Twitter. I don't. I want it.
I mean, I had a personal Twitter. I'm thinking about maybe remaking a new one and just sort of that will have my sort of thoughts and my opinions, whereas Superfish will have more of my YouTube, Twitch, and promoting podcast kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, making a second Twitter.
Yeah, like making a
Yeah.
personal one. Like I've got that Butler Creations, which I'm gonna try and pick back up again, to be honest. But I'm gonna go more into the editing style. So I'm gonna get back
Bro,
on.
you got like 10. You got like 10 Twitter accounts.
Or do you know? I make these Twitter accounts, and then like the thing is, I make these projects with people, and then they just back out. So the Twitter accounts just I just log out of them and don't get back on them. You know what I mean? It's like, and sometimes the thing is, sometimes I log out by accident and completely forget the password. I
Yeah.
can't remember which email I used. It's so great though. I might try and log back in on that my old account and delete it though, because I want the username, but I don't want that account. Although to be,
Which one?
um, Bradley Butler 98.
That one? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Although I don't know, it depends who's following. I might just delete the tweets, start fresh.
Yeah. Although my favorite, like, so you were doing like Photoshop at the time, so you had one called like Butler's Graphics, right?
See, that's what turned into Butler Creations. Butler Creations is that now.
There was a Twitter account where you said we no longer
Yeah,
exist now. Bye.
because I give up on the whole trying to make money off of graphics for a while.
Mate, that was too abrupt. You had to do like a nice emotional farewell.
Nah, I was like, nah, we're done. Bye. Done with this place.
I'm
No,
out
I
of here.
literally tweeted that and logged out, and that was it. I never knew. That was it. I just moved on.
Oh, I think your followers deserve an
Literally,
explanation.
my poor followers, my poor like what 5 followers on it or whatever it was.
6 years later, they finally get an
Yeah,
explanation.
6 years later, I finally posted an apology video with tears and everything. Like
Exactly.
exactly. That's what I'm gonna do.
Talk about dramatic
I
storytelling.
know, right? Amazing that. But
It was all deliberate, guys. It was all deliberate. This was his plan all
yeah,
along.
I'm thinking about just making sort of a personal Twitter account because then I can promote myself. I mean, Butler Creations is more of like my business account for my like graphics and
Yeah.
editing. See, it's a bit like creating quality, right? It's not about it's more of what I've created, more to promote what I've
Yeah.
created, like as in graphics and editing, like motion graphics as well.
See, that was sort of my thing. I had two as well. Like creating quality was going to be my main one, and then
But the thing is, I want my main one to probably be fish.
yeah.
Um, I might make a personal one, like, but I might private it. Um,
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna think about it. I might. The thing is, I'm gonna try and log into my old accounts anyway and probably delete them. Um, I probably have them like the passwords saved somewhere. I'm pretty sure I had them saved on my old laptop at one point, but I wiped the laptop, so it's not gonna be on there
Uh,
anymore. But yeah, nah. I
there
mean,
must be a way. There must be a way to recover your account without.
probably yeah, just probably using email, right? I just don't remember what email I used for half of them. So
I was gonna say, what email did you use?
I have no clue. I mean, I'm sure one day that account will probably get removed. Like, I feel like there comes a point where if it's not active after a couple of years, you may as well just remove it from the platform. That's what
Yeah.
Twitch have done.
Yeah.
Like the usernames, if it's not, I think if it's not active for like a year, they remove the username from the account and put it back into the pool, change it into that. So I don't know, but might do. I might do. I'm not too bothered. I mean, to be honest, I don't take Twitter seriously anymore. I don't really use it that much.
No, I mean I use
I
you
use
know
Facebook.
Twitter.
I use Facebook mostly to scroll and have fun on, and like Instagram
Yeah,
just to upload photos and stuff. But Twitter, I literally use it as just to catch up on things. You know what I mean?
I mean I use it mainly to promote stuff. I mean I've been really busy and just other things of life we mentioned earlier
Yeah.
has gotten my way. So um, but yeah, man, it's Twitter has evolved when I joined, since I joined at least.
Twitter is a wild place. And the problem with Twitter, the
What
one
like
thing I don't like about Twitter is how political it is.
you can get very
Yeah,
political. You
that's what I
can
like
get
to just sort of stay away from.
um, but for those that don't know, I am a wrestling fan. Honestly, mate, wrestling fans are the worst on Twitter. They
I
really
find
are.
that all fandoms have those sort of. It's the same with Star Wars fans, man.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, like they can be very bad.
But like some wrestling fans are very abusive. I'm sure all, whether it's sports, whatever. I'm sure every like they all have abusive, but like man,
I mean,
it's horrible.
it's a bit like with the Euros when England penalties. You know, first thing wasn't about the players' skills; it was about their race. You know,
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
about how did you miss that shot? You were training for blah 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 blah. It's they started calling them bad things, like really horrible. And one of the players was a
I
19-year-old kid.
can't remember the lad's name. I can't remember the lad's name.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, isn't
I remember that because I stayed up to watch the finals. I was like, oh, we lost.
it?
And I'm not a football fan, but and then I remember the next day just reading reports of like racist remarks against the guy.
Yeah, it's
Like, geez,
ridiculous.
this guy's so young as well. Like, he must be beating himself up on the inside. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
what was that, mate?
no, it's just I need a new chair,
Randy
man. I
Feld.
need a new chair. But yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, that's the problem with that sort of thing. Like, it's just I can't stand social media a lot of time. I mean, I delete Twitter off my phone, so I only go on it on the browser.
Yeah,
Um, so like, I remember at one point I logged out of the account on my browser and deleted the app. Stayed away from Twitter for like a couple months, I think it was.
yeah, yeah.
I just more for my own mental health. I just focused on myself. I mean, I stuck with I kept Instagram and Snapchat because Snapchat you actually use to talk to people. Um, so it's I actually had to re-download Snapchat after like months because I mostly use it for the camera. But yeah, it's weird. I barely used Snapchat. I
I,
deleted it.
wha- I got Snapchat once in my life. It was for a group project at college. And I can't remember how I sent the message out. I really can't. But I sent it out to people some way saying, hey, I'm not going to have this account for long. Please don't add me. And then people were bloody adding me.
Yeah, I mean it's how it happens. But
I'm not going to have it. I'm deleting it in like a few days.
it's kind of mad though. Like it sounds really bad, really like quite misogynistic, but I won't really keep people added unless they're like a cute girl on my Snapchat. Like I have my Snapchat on there, like you can follow me on there.
We're not editing it, mate.
No, like you can follow me and like I see what I post, but like I don't have to add you back, sort of thing. And you can still message me, but like I won't really add you back unless I think because to be honest, I feel like for me Snapchat's more of a personal thing. That
Yeah, it's not
for me
really
that's
for like
for
business
that's
stuff.
for me and my friends, So but
You hear that, everyone? Don't add Tit for a fish. He hates all of you.
actually, yeah, well, that's not my Snapchat username though. It never has been. So I made it back in the day. Oh, I remember back in the day on Snapchat. Um, you may not have known it because you never really used it, like you said. But back in the day, Snapchat was so different, and like you had these best friends. You had the top three best friends, and on your
Yeah,
profile was they were publicly there, so like people could see who your top best friends were. And then they removed
right.
that feature. Everyone went crazy because like loads of people were like, oh no, we're not gonna see who, like my girlfriend's best friends are or my boyfriend's best friends. Like everyone was like, oh, now Snapchat can be used as cheating really easily now. And then I remember Instagram did a similar thing where they removed. You used to be able to see what people liked, like on your notificate, like your feed. Like there was a
Yeah,
notification feed, so you'd have your notifications, and then you'd see what other people liked that you follow. And then
right. I get
then
you.
they removed that, and everyone went crazy. It's just everyone's so desperate to see what everyone else is doing. You know what I mean?
Called. It's called. It's called. You said humans are curious creatures, man.
Huh?
You said humans are
No,
curious
that's
creatures.
not that. That's not really curiosity. That's just people wanting to get in other people's business all the fucking time. Do you know what I mean? All the time. It's like when you would like nobody would care about you unless drama happened. You know? Like that, nobody would
Yeah.
talk to you unless drama happened, and then they're like, I'm here for you. Send me a DM, or like they would DM you and be like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, bro, you literally talking to me for the first time in like 2 years because I tweeted about something, and you just want to get down. You just want to get the tea, right? You just want to know what's going on so you can use it against me. Those types of people I don't
Yeah.
trust because those types of people, like, you know, they sort of they sort of only care about that.
Yeah. I think if you're friends with someone, you don't check in on you don't check in on them every 2 years, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like it's okay to like. It's alright to be that person that checks in every now and then on someone. Do you know what I mean? I've been that person,
Yeah.
like like basically like once a year, like I would check in on someone, and then we would sort of just not talk, and then like another year would go by, and then I'd talk to them again, and then like she would make a joke about, oh yeah, is this like a yearly thing, like is this thing? And I'm like, yeah, like we'll do that, and then I like kept that promise, like every year I check in. You know what I mean? And then I mean, to be honest, there came a point where I was just like, do you know what? I'm gonna just continue chatting. Like, why? Why do we stop chatting? Let's just keep chatting. You know what I mean? We were friends for a long
Yeah.
time. So we still chat for ages, and it's been like, fuck. I think it's been almost like a year since we started talking again. You know what I mean? So it's like that's okay to like just check in on people now and then, because sometimes you lose touch, but it's nice to know that they're on your mind, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've lost touch. Not because nothing happened, but like it is sort of happens. Like you drift away from people.
I mean,
So
I drifted away from my
I've
best
lost.
friend that lived 2 minutes from me, like down the road. It's
Yeah.
so easy to lose touch with people. It's crazy. It's insane.
It really is. I mean, yeah. We were talking about college earlier. Like I'm only in touch with you and two other mates. Um, but even them, like not as close as we were, but still kind of.
College wise, I talked to and literally Oscar and
Yeah.
Oscar. That's it.
Literally.
I don't
That's
talk to. I don't talk. I mean, Carl actually. I talk to Carl now and then. To be fair, he comes in my stream sometimes. But he's doing his own thing in life, so I just.
he got he got on the teacher's nerves at
Huh?
college. He got on the teacher's nerves at college. I remember that.
Yeah, man. We should talk about college a little bit at some point on one of the episodes.
Oxfam.
Yeah, that will have some context in the future. Just saying.
I can't wait for that episode.
But like, yeah.
My my favorite topic of all
Oh
time.
God, please don't remind me, please.
Everyone in the comments put Oxfam.
No, don't. I'm actually gonna blacklist the word Oxfam from everything, everything, and every like Facebook, Twitter. I'm gonna blacklist it so I don't ever see the word Oxfam ever again. I'm gonna cancel Oxfam for doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Can we get them to sponsor us?
No, probably not. I mean, they're a charity, right? So we'd sponsor them.
Yeah, let's sponsor them.
Sure, go to
Oh, man.
Oxfam, donate. There you go. That's all we can do for them, really.
Oh my god, that'll be a whole different episode, yeah. All I'll say is the most annoying subject in the world.
We went on another bloody tangent again, to be honest, because we were in the middle of talking about why we created the podcast and how we met, and
You know, again, this is the thing.
yes.
We go off.
So yeah, like I said, me and Oscar met in college. We decided to create this podcast because we wanted like this because of this, the conversation and stuff, and felt like other people should hear it too, Obviously, this episode is a bit different because we're not like asking each other like deep, thoughtful questions, like thought-provoking questions. It's more of just like an introductory episode. But we went on tangents, so we ended up talking about stuff anyway.
Yeah, literally.
But like, so we'll be uploading on Wednesdays. Was right?
Mhm.
What was it? 10 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, Wednesday morning.
I
Yeah.
know it's Wednesday. Definitely Wednesday morning. Yeah, 10 a.m. each Wednesday. And we have all the social media sorted. I believe you can listen to us on obviously YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. I'm gonna try and set us up on Apple Podcasts as well during the week. Well, before the episode's actually live, to be fair, we're trying to set us up on Apple Podcasts. But yeah, we should be on Spotify as well. So if you don't want to listen on YouTube, just Spotify. But like, we'll probably go. The episode will probably be about like what 45 minutes to an hour long, something like that.
Yeah, because I think there's like a deep range of topics we can
I
talk
think
about.
all right.
And I don't.
What we'd end up doing is like a 45-minute minimum, and then like if it just goes over like whatever, like if it just keeps going, it keeps going, So
Yeah.
as long until we're done with that conversation, that's important. I mean, I know we go off on tangents, but yeah, we'll probably have like subjects to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's what's on our minds. We'll have something that's on our minds that we should talk about. That we feel like we should talk about. So, but that's. I feel like that's the only way to sort of introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys got a pretty good taste of how this goes. We go on
I mean,
tangents,
it's kind of like
but it's
it
good.
was like in college, right? We'd have a conversation, we'd end up talking for ages just about shit.
Or even if I um pop in on your Twitch streams, like I'd be there and like we'd just be
Yeah, I
talking
don't know
and
what it
stuff
is,
like
but
that.
people ask me questions or they ask for advice, and then I'm going off on like fucking lecture. Do you know what I mean? Explaining everything, and then it gets in like it always turns into like quite a deep conversation on my Twitch stream. Like why? I'm fucking here playing Minecraft. And we're talking
And then
about
having
life.
deep
You know what I mean? It's like it's strange. I'll tell you that it's very strange. But that's
hey
just
man,
life, isn't it?
there you go. I think that's probably a good way to end this first
Yeah.
episode.
Before we go on another tangent, start talking about
Because otherwise,
stuff. But yeah.
because otherwise we're gonna use all our material in this first
Yep.
episode.
Pretty much. We're gonna literally like use up all of our hours. First episode. But you can check us out. Our links will be in the description. We got link trees in the description, so you can just check us out. You can check out Oscar's website and his Twitter. And you can check out like my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel, and my Twitter, I guess, if you want. I'd say if you're gonna do anything, follow me on Instagram more than anything. But yeah, but the podcast has its own Twitter, Instagram as well. So go follow those as well. That will be in the description down below.
Voim podcast.
The Voim.
The
Yeah.
Voim.
This has been Oscar and Brad with the Voim podcast. Thank you for listening. That's if you don't already know, that's WOYM. Voim. The Voim.
What would you do?
What?
No,
What would you do?
what
What would you do?
That's a TV show, sorry.
Yeah, that's that one where they did this. Oh, do you know what? No, we're gonna go in a scenario. We're gonna go in the fucking. All right, I'll explain it. So it's one with the scenarios, right, where they make them act out, and then they see what
Yeah, I
people's
watched that.
reactions are. Yeah, fucking.
I was thinking of that. I always messed up our
Oh my
name.
god. That's it. We're changing it. What's cracking? Was it what's cracking? Is that what it was? What's cracking?
What's cracking with the Twitter
Yeah.
egg?
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. My name's Brad,
My name's Oscar.
and this has been What's on Your Mind. Farewell.